Hello, everybody. It is Realtor Reputation. I'm Apryl Lopez.
And I'm Shannon Howard-Bisordi.
And we are on episode 3 of season 2. Woo! Today was just a struggle for me.
I'm just feeling like spicy today.
I am feeling, yes.
I'm feeling a little sassy.
Same. So, welcome to our podcast. We are working moms dealing with all of the hustle and bustle of life, selling Sonoma County real estate. I have really felt that myself this week, which
It's been, it went for me from, you've been a little bit more constantly busy. I was kind of like cruising along, trying to get into the school mode. And then I've just been like hit with, fires galore and exciting. Thank you to all my friends and family for the referrals, but it's just trying to, navigate these new relations. Like, hi, so nice to meet you. Would you like to sign a contract?
That's like when I start, like, you start with a client and I'm dressed to the nine and I like, casual work attire, whatever, you look nice or you're presentable. Meet at my office. And then the first showing, I'm still looking great. And if I
you've got your hair up and you're like in your leggings. You're like, I just came from the gym. It's fine.
I'm tired. So we'll get into the busyness of buyers a little bit later in our episode and kind of who's coming out of the woodworks. But let's start it off with our segment, Mom Moment of the Week. So I'm going to start it off.
Yeah, please do.
Because I was really, really excited. I finally got a little quick getaway. I went on Friday, living my best. Like Shannon, you commented on my photo on Instagram.
She's got like this, this backdrop and like a cocktail. I'm like, oh, living your best, sell at sunset, like that. As I'm like cleaning my client's pool and like trying to.
You were staging the house.
I'm staging her new listing. I don't know. I'm like dripping sweat. Like it's 100 degrees up, but she's like having a cocktail.
I went to South Lake Tahoe for a concert, which was incredible. My husband and I had seen them literally 20 years ago. And
who'd you see? Alabama.
And they came back to South Lake, and we had seen that the tickets went on sale. And we were like, okay, this is a perfect. We truly only went up for the day. Like we drove on Friday morning, drove up to Tahoe. I went to that Wolf at Vanderpump Pump. The new restaurant in Harvey's. That's where I was when I had my cocktail. Okay. So I walked by and I told my husband, I was like, this is a vibe. We got to go. So went to the concert and then I turned around and
was Lisa there? Lisa Bandit.
No, she wasn't. No, but it was a great little restaurant. So anyway, my mom moment was I got a getaway, but I also wanted to kind of go through like the struggle is real. As real estate agents, we are self-employed, right? So we're these small business owners. And I feel like one day is sometimes just not enough, right? Because you can't detach yourself.
Especially because like 2 days to like even detach. And then it's like you need like, when you finally like start to detach and you get into like the vacation, like day 3, 4, 5, and it's like almost time to go home.
Absolutely.
Finally let go.
And especially because I had stuff going on. So I was on my phone, which is totally fine. I want to be available for my clients. So it's important.
But sometimes it's good to have coverage. And it's not, when you're just going for the day, you're like, I don't need coverage because I'm just gone for the day. But then you can't really be in the moment.
And I usually do like let all of my active clients that I'm working with, I'll be like, hey, I'm popping out of town for a quick thing. I probably won't respond. But if I do, it will be pretty quick and limited. And that was fine. It was great. But I guess it's just this last week, my mom moment was, you get pulled in so many different directions, like from my husband and trying to be there for him and have a relationship. Like, oh yeah, we got to work on this.
We're not just roommates.
Oh yeah. And then like my kids, Callan got moved up to varsity this week.
For football?
Yes.
Oh my
Super excited. So, but like, I don't know. I guess that's just what I wanted to talk about is the struggle of being pulled different directions. And I am, the only person who's going to drive my business is me, right? And I'm a worker bee. Like, I love to work, and I get into this mindset of like hustle, work. And I can become a workaholic. So I get so consumed with that it's like my kids, I'll be texting and they'll be like, Mom, did you hear me? I'm like, wait, you need to make sure I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Like, make sure that I'm paying attention to what you're saying because I'm working. Give me 1 second. You know what I mean? So
maybe when you're on your phone, you're not just like watching YouTube or scrolling Instagram. Like we're actually like answering emails. And my daughters get like that.
Oh, too. I get that all the time. Like,
and I feel like really bad because I sometimes like I'll go like at night, I'll sit on the couch with my daughter. She's like watching some ridiculous show, and I like trying to, but I'm looking still, and I feel bad because like you
totally. And that's, I guess that was just my mom. That's just how I've been feeling this week. Because as much as this podcast is about like, we're happy, we're fun, we're great, we do have struggles.
We do. And it's real life.
Yes,
it's not just real estate. I think it's any mom who, or dad, if they're like, working, and it's hard to juggle it all. And I feel the same way. I feel, I think my mom moment was trying to figure out like the schedules of like the girls. And I think what's like happening because they're at 2 different high schools is we're finding that their schedules or things are on the same days. Like, so like last week it was a big struggle because it was Abby's home football game, like her first one.
Right.
And we had gone to the Casa one for Safi, but then Safi was upset because she really wanted to go to hers, but and this weekend, it's Friday night, we're dividing and conquering. So, like, Mark's taking one girl and I'm taking the other. And it's like, we can't, you know what I mean?
You can't be in, like, a million different places.
No. And then we have, weekend stuff. Like, there's volleyball tournament, there's tournaments. And, like, sometimes, like, we have to divide and conquer. So, like, I kind of, like, my mom moment is I feel like our family is kind of divided.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
Absolutely.
We're so used to doing things together. And it's also exhausting.
Yeah.
Like I feel exhausted, and I have to say my stepmom has been really great at like helping me, and I'm not good at asking for help.
Same.
I'm not good at it.
Same.
And I'm sure there's people out there that aren't good at it, but like she keeps offering it. So I'm finally like, okay, because, volleyball season's only so long and I don't like to miss the games.
Yeah.
But it's a trek, and then it's like the same time one gets out of school. So I've been asking like once a week, or she's been picking up, and
that's a lot.
But last night she made my family dinner.
Wait, she did?
Yeah, she just
was really nice. You're like, I really needed that.
I mean, I think she was like, you're like overwhelmed, and I had like breakfast dishes in the sink, and like I came home, she's like, I did your dishes.
Oh my God, how sweet.
And I just think that was like the nicest thing.
Yeah.
And I feel so loved for that, like to have that happen, because
I would have started to cry.
I almost did, but I feel like I do a lot for other people.
Yeah.
And I like to do that. Like,
it's good to feel appreciated.
But I was like, wow, like it was so nice not to have to like think about dinner and just have like this healthy, nice dinner ready. So
I was just talking.
As a mom, I was very.
Oh, totally. And I was just talking to somebody this morning about our schedules, and now with Callan's schedule changing, because practice for varsity is different than practice with JV. So now we're trying to adjust to that. And I told her, I was like, I didn't see my kids until like 8:30, 9 o'clock last night. Like that's truly by the time, and I made my husband, I was like, hey, we have a little bit of alone time together because the kids are off at practice or whatever. And I was like, hey, our time tonight is, can you hop in the car and go to my listings with me and put on lock boxes? And he's like, yeah, sure. And I was like, oh, by the way, I still got to get a key made. And he's like, really? And I was like, yeah, can we go to Lowe's? And, he's just putzing around. He'll just go shop around wherever we're at or whatever. But that was our together time yesterday. It
seems like you have to.
He's all, as long as you drive, it's fine. And I was like, I got you.
Yeah.
No problem. No problem. So that's kind of my struggles this week. But
it's busy.
I get over it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I am really, really excited to go over our Swiftie Sale of the week. And the reason why...
Oh my gosh, it's a good one.
This woman, I mean, I used to, when I was a stay-at-home mom, watch her every single day religiously because she is so funny, and she loves to dance. Everybody knows Ellen DeGeneres.
Woo! And Safi, like, loves Ellen. So, like, since she was, like, a little girl, it was, like, her dream to be on the Ellen show.
Oh, it was my dream to be on that as an adult to be on the Ellen show.
And it was just, like, so funny. And you have a story and I have a story, too. So go ahead. Tell your story first.
Oh, wait, about what?
Ellen. I have Ellen's story.
Who just was there. So, I saw that Ellen just sold her house, which we'll get into the stats of it. But it's so funny because... maybe 2 weeks ago, my daughter sends me a text, and she works at Restoration Hardware. And she sends me a text. She goes, Mom, do you know who Ellen's wife is? And I was like,
Portia?
Yeah, I know who Portia is. Like, come on now. And she's like, oh, she's sitting here having lunch with the like CEO of Restoration or some bigwig at Restoration Hardware. So then it leads me to believe, like,
Is she getting a line?
is she doing like a partnership, or is she just really good friends with them? She could just be friends with them. But anyway.
Or is she just getting like her whole house done?
But it was so funny because she's like,
She moving to Marin?
maybe they just sold their house.
Maybe. Do they need a realtor?
Oh my gosh. Okay, too many wheels are going right now. So anyway, so Portia was at Restoration Hardware, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so, I mean, I wasn't even there, but it was just so fantastic. So wait, what's your Ellen story?
So we were camping this summer, and we met this, because Safi, my daughter, likes to meet everybody. So we met this like cute family next to us, and they had a little girl, and she was like coloring with her, and we had them over for s'mores, and somehow, like, I don't know what, it came up like where they live, and they lived kind of by like Chico, and her sister lost her house in the fires, the Paradise fires. Mm-hmm. And her brother-in-law was a fireman, and they were like picked to be on the Ellen show.
Really?
There's a video of it.
Oh.
Yeah, so we were like sitting there, and Stephanie's like, I know Ellen. Like, I love her. And I'm like, we don't know you know Ellen. So my sister was on it. So
oh my God, I love it.
So then Safi had to like take that to school, of course, and show everybody that I met these people, and her sister was on Ellen. But they got like, I don't know, you know how she does the giveaways? They got like, I don't know, $100,000.
Yeah.
And like he was rewarded more because he was a firefighter fighting the fires, and then he came home and had lost
that's house, which is horrible. That's horrible.
But it was kind of
But that's why I loved the Ellen show, is because she really did lead with kindness, and she truly did want to help people. Like I completely.
And I love like
so
you get
wonderful.
those like shorts on your phone of like the old.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember when she scared Taylor Swift and she fell on the ground? She hit her head in the bathroom. Not funny, but Taylor's like, you almost killed me.
Could you imagine? Okay, so let's get to the stats of the house. So this home was a 5-bedroom, 8-bathroom Tuscan-style mansion. Sits on, well, let me lead into it because there's multiple stories to this. 3.44-acre plot. She had originally bought this 2 years ago for $41.7 million. But she then also purchased the vacant 6.5-acre plot of land that sits alongside of that home. And she created a jaw-dropping 10-acre estate atop of a bluff overlooking the ocean. It's just gorgeous. But she acquired that for $28.2 million.
For some dirt?
For some dirt.
Overlooking a bluff.
Yes.
On a bluff.
Just so she can have a 10-acre
I mean,
estate.
you just like get some like Adirondack chairs, and you're like, here's my bluff.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what you do.
I mean, because if I spend that much, I'd probably have to put a teepee up.
I mean,
or like a tent. I don't know.
It's not an
What is this, like,
Adirondack chair. It's a
put-
Restoration Hardware, like.
I'd have to put like a glamping tent because I'd like be able to afford to buy this.
You gotta get
You got a yurt outside.
This is my yurt on my property.
Do you like my $20-something million yurt?
So then it says 8,000 square foot home featuring wood beam ceilings, stone archways, a guest house, a cabana.
A yurt?
It's boasts 6 structures on its 8-acre sprawl, including a 1919 built primary dwelling spanning. They're just all kinds
keeps
of
going on. So there's
lots of stuff.
homes.
So multiple homes.
This could like be a hotel.
Yes, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. So
We'll put the link.
Needless to say, so she bought it 2 years ago. I could have swore this was the spot because during COVID, did you follow her on Instagram? Like she was all about like just.
Remember, like she would have like the people like coming behind her, like they were like outside,
and
she
had these like windows. Yeah. So anyway, she just sold this for $96 million. So maybe she's gonna reinvest that in Sonoma County real estate,
maybe,
or her in.
Yeah.
We can help you, Ellen. #Ellen. I'm for up.
But you never said where it was. It's in Santa Barbara.
No, it was
Carpinteria.
I think it was Carpinteria,
which is I used to live in Santa Barbara, so it's south of Santa Barbara.
Carpinteria.
It's a beach town.
Very pretty. So, needless to say, that's our Swiftie Sale of the week. I am proud of her for getting $96 million for it.
96.
I would love to just be like, oh yeah, I bought Ellen DeGeneres' house.
$96 million.
Like, I mean, okay, even if it was like a rental property for like $600,000.
Yeah,
Like, this was Ellen's house.
This
like,
was her yurt. It's not her yurt.
I don't know. I thought that was pretty
That's really
cool. So anyway, that's our feature Swiftie Sale of the week. And I think we should talk about the elephant in the room.
Oh.
And that's our snake it till you make it section, which is our real estate news, what's going on in real estate. My husband actually said that snake it till you make it sounds like you're like snaking around. And I just thought it was cute because it was like Taylor Swiftie. He didn't get it.
Yeah, he
didn't.
He just started listening last week.
He only listened because I
So
watched.
he needs to like catch up.
Okay, here's something that happened is my husband has not watched like any of our episodes or listened or done anything. Maybe he's watched the clips on
closet watcher?
No.
That's what I tell you.
No. But I happen to be sitting at my dining room table and, because I'm trying to multitask, I am watching because I'll make sure if we've got any edits or anything. So I pre-watch them. Well, he happens to be sitting behind me and he's listening, like secretly listening while he's playing on his phone. And he's like, snake it till you make it. What's that? And I was like, oh, you're paying attention? And he's like, so then and he heard about what happened to you at your listing with the person who did that.
Oh, yes.
Oh, he was all questions. And I was like, oh, look at you, interested.
Get you all interested in our segment.
So anyway, he thought the whole snake. And I was like, you don't get it. It's a Taylor Swift thing.
Yeah.
Reputation, the album, Reputation.
Yeah,
has
that's
a snake on it. Come on. Anyway.
It's almost like fake it till you make it, but snake it till you make it. And then,
that's what I thought. So anyway, the elephant in the room is rate drops. And, it's been the talk of the town of people waiting for the rates to go down and what's going on with rates and rates and sellers, houses have been sitting on market for a little bit longer.
More price reductions than we've ever seen.
Absolutely.
I mean, not ever seen, but in the last few years.
Yeah, we've got a fair amount of inventory on the market. And I think buyers, what I've been seeing is they've been hesitant. And the reason why is because they're waiting for a rate to drop. Well, we just had an announcement. And
yeah, so yesterday the rates had dropped, or there's been rate dropping. But what I think is a little bit confusing is that, the rates have been going down the last few weeks. I mean, they've been, on a little steady decline, and we've seen more buyers come out of the market. Like, I've gotten really busy with buyers, but because yesterday the bond market dropped 50 basis points, doesn't mean that like the rates are going to like take a huge another plunge. So it's kind of like when the rates go down, the bond market goes up, they work in unison. So just make sure you're not waiting for something that may not happen. So if your lender is calling you and saying, hey, the rates are good, lock now, lock. Because if you're waiting, they can go up. Like today, because the basis points dropped, the rates went back up. So it's kind of like they almost work like a teeter-totter in a way. So just know that don't rely on the headlines, okay? And the other thing is don't wait. Like if you see the house that you want in a certain neighborhood, and, especially if something has been on the market,
absolutely,
and you think that you can maybe get it for under asking, buy the house. Because we've been told that the rates are going to go down again at the end of the year and next year, and you can refinance. Okay. So you can refinance. It's okay.
And because these houses are sitting on the market, people start to feel, as far as sellers, start to feel this anticipation of like, I need an offer. I want to sell this house. I need this, so they're getting antsy, and that just
because houses aren't selling in 2 days.
Right.
Which is the norm, or 7 days.
Right. And
the average day on the market has gone up in the 30s, like 38 days.
Yeah.
So I think that like that's very different from 2 days or 7 days. It's not put a sign up and, you set an offer date. I mean, for some houses, it does work like that.
Sure.
But that's all based on price, location, condition, what the reports say. There's a whole system that goes into that. It's not because I, seller, want X amount and I'm going to put a sign up, I'm going to automatically get that. It doesn't work like that.
Right. And as things sit on the market, it poses for more opportunity for a buyer to come in and the seller be open to negotiations as far as purchase price goes. And you're better off getting that house for a lower amount and refinancing.
Correct.
Versus...
And I think like the other thing, so I have some buyers and I think this is I really shouldn't be having the rate conversation or be educating them on loans. I find it very interesting because it's what I do in this business and you need to be knowledgeable. But I also find it very confusing because rates are confusing. The mortgage business is confusing because it is like the stock market. It is changing, you know, in a second's notice. It's changing every day. What's yesterday's rate is not today's rate. What Bank of America's rate may not be your rate, because it all depends on your financial profile, which people don't understand. So that published rate, we've talked about this before, it doesn't mean that's what April's getting or what I'm getting.
Well, my credit's excellent, but you know, the next person's credit could be...
Or it could be you could have debt and you could own 5 houses. And that could affect
debt to income ratio.
It's not just your credit, it's a lot of things
that go
into it.
Different factors.
So, I have these buyers and, you know, their lender gave them a couple different options. You know, you can have this rate and it's going to be this and your rate and this rate. And then they were looking down and they were like, but why, you know, on this one are my closing costs, let's say 30,000 and on this one they're 20,000 and on this one they're 15,000. And yes, on the 30,000 when your monthly payment may be lower.
Yeah.
But you're buying down the rate. So if the rate is today's published rate or whatever your rate you qualify for is 6%, but on this, you know, lower payment, it's, you know, 5.75. Well, you're buying that rate down and that might be a $7,000 quarter point or whatever it is rate buy down. So what you have to know is you take that $6,000 or $7,000 and you multiply it by 12 and figure out how many years is it going to take me to make back that $7,000 for that $150 I'm saving a month.
And some people, it's important to have a lower monthly mortgage.
But here's the thing. If the rates are going to go down in a few months, why not refinance?
Yeah.
Because you're never going to recoup that $7,000. Right?
Agreed.
So I think don't get married to the rate, marry the house.
Yes, absolutely.
Best advice.
And that's why it's important for us. I work as a team with my lender so that way, and we've talked about this, I think, plenty of times before.
But sometimes you don't get to pick the lender.
True.
So in this case, I'm not picking the lender. The lender was picked.
Yeah.
So, you know, in those cases, it's me giving questions because we are knowledgeable. To say like, hey, go back to your lender and ask this, and this. And they did. And they listed and they trust me and we have that relationship. And sure enough, rates have gone down a little bit and they now are not going to get that option. They're buying it down. They're going to save $7,000 in their closing costs. But it's important to know that's why it is. It's not like there's a magic rate over here for this. It's because you're buying it down.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases.
Well, the election's coming up too. So I think the anticipation of buyers, and sellers, is what is going to happen in this market right now. But, you know, it is what it is. An election happens.
Your dogs and cats. I don't
know. Who knows?
I mean, I don't know. It's a crazy time. It's a crazy time out there.
It is a very crazy time. So, all right. Well, I guess that's what we have.
I think that's what we have today.
You want to talk about anything else?
I don't know. Love the journey, your mug says.
Love the journey for you. Oh, is this Schitt's Creek?
I watched the Emmys the other night, and they did a fantastic job. The dad and the son. I
didn't even know that this was.
Yeah, they were the host, and they did a great job.
I was just watching. I follow on Instagram like Schitt's Creek lover or fan favorites or whatever for the little clips. Oh my god. I feel like I need to read that.
I need to rewatch that.
That is one show I can rewatch over and
it's really good.
It's
so
hilarious.
I think we should take a poll before we go.
Okay.
And I think we would love your input of what real estate topics you would like to learn more about.
Good idea.
Is there something do you want to learn about fall tips? Do you want to learn about how to winterize your house? Do you want to learn about how another great one is how I had a couple people lately that because the rates have dropped, they want to move up because our move up buyer market kind of stalled. We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
But what are some strategies if you have a house to sell and your dream house comes up? I have some strategies and tips to get you into that.
Just had that happen this last week.
So that'll be next week's topic. But please message in or comment on like what some topics that you want to learn about, because we would love to, you're our listeners, so we want to give
absolutely. So thank you for all of your support. We really appreciate you. Comment. You can Instagram us, whatever, any suggestions or comments on what you would like to discuss. But thank you for liking and subscribing and all that fun stuff.
I know we are trying to get our subscriber list up, so we're going to be also launching a contest.
I love a good contest.
Next week we're going to be launching a fall contest. So we will have those deets for you.
Yay.
Till next week.
Bye, guys.